Okay, cool. I think we're just going to make a start. If you can't hear me, just let me know, but I think we should be okay. Okay, so a couple of people just emailed, said they're running a little bit late, but that's fine. They can always just kind of catch up and enjoy where we are. So again, just another sort of half an hour session. This is our last webinar, and then hopefully we're going to try and continue some stuff through Twitter. Kind of from here forward, it'd be good to kind of get people's thoughts on that and kind of what they think we should do with that and how often we should do that. So there's a question here, just how often you think we should kind of hold a Twitter chat, just sort of +1, whichever you think is most preferable to you, but we'll talk about it kind of in a little while. So first up would be your attendance badge for webinar 3, which is just here. Obviously webinar 2 and webinar 1 is still available as well. If you just find them on the computing curriculum site, you can still claim those if you've attended the other webinars. That'd be the first one to do. And then just a little bit of an update again on kind of Naace and where we are with that. So at the moment, well, kind of previously all the badges were on MakeWage, and there's kind of an interim period where they were on sort of not on MakeWage and kind of not on a new platform as well, but they are now officially kind of on the Open Badge Academy, and there's 2 ways that you can find these. You can either sign up kind of individually to the Open Badge Academy itself, and you can kind of explore everything that's on there, or you can join this Computing CPD Academy directly and start kind of taking the badges. The offer of the membership that was there in the pilot obviously doesn't kind of exist anymore, but there is a new membership offer that we are kind of awaiting details from Naace for. So kind of as and when we have that, we'll let you know, and it will be around probably the completion of the full set of badges this time rather than just participating. So that's one to watch out for. The badge library is hopefully going to have another 3 or 4 badges in it within the next couple of weeks. I spoke to Naace today, and they're keen particularly to get some more level 3 badges in there, kind of around that application of the teaching of the computing curriculum, as well as just kind of the knowledge kind of gathering in these earlier level 2 and level 1 badges. So it's just a little bit of an update on that one for those of you kind of keen, and also a really good one to share with your staff as well. I'd be really interested to talk to anyone who wants to kind of introduce this set of badges into their school, and kind of see if we can help out in any way or see kind of what support is available. There's also a kind of useful site as well on the Naace site. So it's Naace/open badges. On here is just kind of a review. There's these new technician badges, which we'll talk about shortly, but then there's this open badges help guide as well as a download, which we did originally produce for BETT, but it kind of just steps you through. It might be a good handout to staff if they're starting with open badges, and the Naace ones are just kind of how to get going and how to take a badge and claim it, etc, etc, etc. So that's just naace.co.uk/open badges. I'll stick it in here actually as a useful link. Okay, let's just close those 2 down. Oh, cool. Another couple of people just joined us. That's good. So next it would be the Creative Cosmos badges. So some of you might have seen these before. Sorry, wrong tab. But as far as I'm aware, Sharon, kind of correct me if I'm wrong on chat, but they've just kind of gone into the next phase, the next stage. So there's kind of new activities for people to take. So I think as far as I'm aware, there's 3 badges across different levels. So we've got the bronze badge, so you can leave a comment comparing and contrasting 2 astronomy photographs along with your 3 favourite scientific facts about them. But Sharon will be able to give you kind of a little bit more info about those as well. If you want to just kind of add anything into the Google Doc, Sharon, about the Creative Cosmos work, it's really quite a fun project actually. Greenwich World Observatory. So definitely one to kind of run with your kids, particularly around kind of the science curriculum. Would be worth exploring. Obviously, we've had UNSA, which we've mentioned before. However, kind of one badge in particular, obviously, because we're looking at the computing curriculum, is around Astro coding, supported by Young Rewired State. And obviously, although this kind of UNSA project has come to a close, all the badges are still available on MakeWaves, and you can still kind of do them with your kids and submit evidence and claim them, etc. So some really nice stuff about HTML and CSS, and some great videos from Rewired State on there, and kind of just getting yourselves going. A really good starter to HTML, so it might be great for Key Stage 2, kind of year 5, year 6 kids, maybe year 4 as well. If you've got some kids who really want to kind of challenge themselves and move away from that visual language. So that'll be the Astro coding badge. And then we've just created a brand new suite of badges around the Arduino device. So the Makeway site itself kind of looks a bit sparse. There's not too much on here. This creative coding link doesn't work just yet. The company we work with, High Impact, to help produce these, that's their creative coding resources. So they're going to put some stuff on there, some support materials when it's kind of as and when it's ready. But you link off to the Arduino site and the Arduino Instructable site, the kind of inspiration. I would start with obviously introduction to Arduino, and it just uses a lot of kind of the sketches and a lot of the activities that are built into the device already, and just allows kind of kids to explore and create and just play around. Obviously, you kind of need to invest in an Arduino or a set of Arduino devices for your kids in order to do these badges. We kind of are in very early talks with Arduino themselves about whether they would like to support in any way with this, and see what to do. But these would probably be good maybe if you're running a code club and want to do something different, maybe move away from code club resources specifically and kind of go a little bit off piste. But everything is contained within these 3 badges. And then this showcase one is also quite good for teachers as well. It just allows kind of anybody but kids and teachers to submit just kind of their Arduino creation. The video is quite cool, actually. I quite like it's a sorting between Skittles and M&Ms. It's quite a nice little video, a little inspiration video. But it allows kids to just kind of show off what they can do, and it can be something really small or something really grand depending on kind of their age and their ability. So they're kind of a new set of Arduino badges. So we're looking at hopefully developing some Raspberry Pi badges as well, some around the CodeBug device. Because obviously that's currently filling the gap where the micro:bit hasn't arrived yet for secondary schools, but actually CodeBug is also aimed at primary children as well, and some really nice kind of STEM activities within there. So that could be one to explore perhaps in summer term, when you might be able to invest in some kit over time. So big one we want to talk about is BETT and TeachMeet. So BETT is obviously next week. It'd be good if anyone's attending, just to kind of let us know if you're around, what days you're there. It'd be good to kind of put some names to faces, grab a coffee and just kind of have a chat about what you're up to. Might be a good chance to talk about Twitter chat. If any of you are going to the TeachMeet on the Friday night as well, I'll be around for that one. But essentially Sharon is there on Wednesday and early Thursday. Mark from Makeways I think is there Wednesday and all day Thursday. I'm there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to be based on the Naace stand, which is I think it's stand 455, or either that or it's 445. It's one of those two. I think it's 455. And we're presenting kind of some open badge work, and then we're just going to kind of be around the stand. Yeah, it is 455 as Sharon's just put at the top. We're kind of going to be around the stand for pretty much all of BETT. So it'd be great to come and say hello, just kind of see what everyone's up to. If there's anything we can kind of help you with. Rob says he's there on Friday, which is awesome. So pop over, just let us know where you are. It'd be good to catch up, Rob. If anyone's going to TeachMeet, it looks quite interesting. It looks quite. I think the plan is to kind of create something. From what I can gather, kind of everyone that turns up to TeachMeet is going to participate in creating something. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be, and it's going to have a Creative Commons license, so it could be quite an interesting TeachMeet to attend. Haven't kind of seen who's speaking and who's presenting, but it'd be. It's always good. The BETT ones are always quite good. It's always very busy. But it was usually very good as well. So definitely one to get involved with. And then continue our conversations through Twitter. So we brought this up on the last webinar. Obviously, kind of this being the final one, it would still be really good to kind of keep the momentum going, kind of grow the community, get some teachers involved who perhaps aren't part of this. The TeachMeet is on the Friday, Rob. and I can find out for you actually. TeachMeet, I think it's about 7 o'clock, 6, half 6, 7 o'clock, 6:15. There we go. And this is kind of the first year it's actually in the BETT arena. Usually it's in the pub around the corner. But yeah, so it's in the main arena, so it is going to be quite a big one this year. It's obviously their 10th anniversary as well. So yeah, as we said, kind of continuing the chat through Twitter. I don't know how often we think we should do this. Fortnightly seems like it could work. Monthly seems as if it might be too far apart to help grow that community. But it'd be good to know what days people thought would be good. If anybody would like to kind of host one of them as well. You know, we don't kind of want this just to be us sharing stuff with you through Twitter. It'd be good to kind of get you guys on board with sharing some stuff as well. So that's just it's one to kind of just throw out there. If you can just kind of let us know days and then how kind of frequency you think might be good to kind of do this kind of stuff, it would be very beneficial. We're probably going to start it definitely after BETT, so probably sometime in February. Rob agrees with fortnightly. Yeah. Oh, fortnightly seems best. Okay, cool. On Thursday. Yeah, okay. The only one I can think of on Thursday is DL chat, but that is definitely kind of I think that's about 9 o'clock, so it's quite a late on one, so we could do it early. Yeah, I think we should try and also get ourselves involved in the bring a new teacher to Twitter kind of thing as well. So if we're going to do this, obviously we're talking about badges, but it'd be good to get someone from your school, you know, bring someone along to Twitter with you. You can kind of find out what's going on with badges. We're definitely not going to do it just about the computing curriculum. We're going to kind of involve it around badges in a wider context. I think there's loads and loads of stuff out there on MakeWaves that we want to be sharing with people, not just kind of this computing curriculum focus. If you've created badges within kind of your school that you'd like to share with people, I think that'd be really cool. You know, we can start to just kind of involve you guys rather than it just kind of being MakeWaves and digital me sharing stuff. We'll start small. You know, I can't imagine we'll get loads and loads of people every fortnight, sorry, but it, you know, kind of will grow that community over time. So yeah, we'll move that forward. We'll kind of get in touch with people over email and just kind of see if there's something we can all agree on together, some kind of agreed plan. There is an new teacher to Twitter. Yeah. It's kind of taken off quite a lot in January as well. I think Kaz have kind of really pushed that one as well, Rob. So yeah, definitely one we can kind of pull on with. So the last bit kind of on the agenda to look at would be the help video. So we had I think it was the badge creation one to start with, but we've also got kind of how to award a badge. Yeah, so we've got these three. So creating a badge, awarding a badge, and how to kind of start and claim a badge. It's just real kind of quick 1 minute. I think the longest one's about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Guys, you can throw them out to staff in school. You can use them yourself, you know, if you just need kind of a quick little bit of help. There are some changes coming on to MakeWaves. So I don't know whether any of you have seen some of the new changes. So if you go into a badge now, you can group award. So via email is going to be coming, so you can do that kind of en masse. But there's lots. These help videos might change, so don't treat them as gospel for now. There might be a few tweaks and changes we need to make to these videos over time as well. So kind of that's all we had on the agenda. We're going to talk to you in a second about some new badges that we're releasing with Naace, and it'd be good to kind of get an understanding of how technicians are used within people's schools. So what we developed, so with Naace we have the computing curriculum badges to start with. We are, and these are definitely not even close to being finished at the moment, we're creating a suite of badges for the technicians that work within schools, and it'd be good to get an understanding of technicians that currently work in your school. So you know, do you have a technician that lives in your school and stays in your school, and they are, you know, kind of they only work with you, or do you get a technician that comes in just for 1 day a week? Do you share a technician between other schools? Do you do it yourself because perhaps you are the computing curriculum leader, and that sometimes happens in schools as well, as you just kind of get that task lumped on onto you. Basically, what we want to do is just say, look, technicians are a great job, but actually there's no kind of qualification or quality assurance process, I guess, with kind of a technician that comes into your school. So the idea behind this set of badges is it just kind of, it helps the technician probably more than it will help you, but to help the technician kind of understand how a school works, so they don't speak always in tech speak. They help the work that happens in schools in kind of teacher speak. And so if you need, for example, your iPads to have a new app on them, they understand why that needs to happen and perhaps how quickly that needs to happen a little bit more easily. Yeah, it's a similar kind of situation to what I had to do, Rob, as well. I think it's a general thing that happens particularly within primaries, is that it tends to be down to the subject leader to look after a lot of the tech stuff, kind of as and when the ICT, whenever the IT technician isn't in there. So we can't kind of give you too much information at the moment on these. We're speaking about these at BETT, basically. So if you kind of want to find out a little bit more about kind of the technicians' badges, then please kind of come and chat to us at BETT. When these will be, they'll have tests in them, and there's going to be a second level, etc. And we can definitely share a little bit more about those with you. So let's just close down a few of these tabs. Oh yeah, it's a good one to mention. Yeah, Rob, would you be interested in kind of helping us to trial these, perhaps with your technician? There's also an interesting point here that Sharon's highlighting. Yeah, so safe badges, excellent at your second school, awesome. Using NHS badges at Towngate to support future work with Northampton University. If you could kind of expand a little bit, yeah, on that, Rob, as Sharon just put, that'd be great to hear about what the link is with Northampton University. Don't have to do that now, but if you kind of want to either do it in chat or just drop Sharon an email, would be the best contact for that. That'd be really interesting to find out a little bit more about that, actually. Keep getting people coming in and out of chats. We've got a couple of new people arriving. So that's kind of all we've got, really. We haven't kind of got too much more to share with you. We've you know, the computing curriculum portal has been nominated. I'm not quite sure if any of this was any of you, actually. Have been nominated for a Naace Impact Award, which we'll hear if we've been shortlisted for that next week. So thank you very much if that was anyone kind of involved in this. But what essentially that might mean for you is this page is going to change slightly. It's having a bit of a rework design-wise. So things will just look, all the links will be the same, but it might just look slightly different. And hopefully we're going to start linking off to a few more badges as well, kind of from the wider MakeWaves community. So you'll kind of see this populating with a few more computing curriculum badges as well. Yeah, awesome, Rob. Let's catch up next Friday. Brilliant. Thank you very much. And then that's, yeah, like I said, that's kind of all I've got. Only a kind of short one. The biggest thing we want to kind of get out of this is kind of moving this forward through social media, and kind of growing that badges in education community. I'm gonna just put that so badges in. It's kind of what I went for as a hashtag, but if anyone kind of has anything better or thinks that might not work, but that's kind of what we're thinking to start with. So it's a lot more open than just kind of focusing and homing in on the computing curriculum, because, you know, kind of throughout the MakeWaves badge library, we've got stuff that links into science, the arts, literacy. So there's a wide range of badges on here that we can start to share and talk about. If anyone's noticed, the new digital leaders badges have just arrived as well. I think these have probably got more of a secondary focus, but they're definitely worth exploring. Kind of the level 1 and level 2 stuff is definitely primary focus. But yeah, just to kind of make you aware that level 3 ones have arrived. If you had kind of progressed through level 1 and level 2 already with some of your pupils. Wrong tab. So Sharon, I don't know whether you've got kind of anything else you wanted to share just before we go. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of probably it. Only a short one tonight, but yeah, kind of thank you everyone for kind of being here for the webinars. It's definitely been an interesting experiment for us as well, because this isn't something that we've done before. It's been really great to kind of have people engaging and kind of being on board. Please do kind of, so we're going to put all of the webinar videos, will obviously be on YouTube, but we'll stick them we'll stick them at the bottom of the computing curriculum site as well, if you kind of want to share those out to people. But yeah, no, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see a few of you at BETT. And yeah, Joe, if I'm not sure whether you managed to get on or not, but Joe, I will see you tomorrow afternoon to kind of have a chat about Rising Stars stuff as well. So that'll be awesome. Cool. Cheers, everybody, and have a great evening and weekend.